I had never heard of this conference before I was invited to speak at it, which is kind of embarrassing because 99% perspiration is the story of my life. As I suspect it is probably most of your lives as well. And I think this conference is important because good design, it kind of makes everything look easy. And the truth is completely the opposite. You know, making stuff happen is really fucking difficult. And it's important that we talk about that because A, people might give up, and B, actually, you know, all the magic and all the beauty happens in the process and not in the finished product or whatever. So yeah, I'm going to share the story of Sugru with you. I guess where it came from, how I brought it from an idea to something that's out in the world and has a life of its own. And yeah, finally, just trying to pull out some lessons. You know, it's personal, it's my personal journey, but I hope that there's some lessons in there that kind of help people stick through the hard times. I invented Sugru to help the world get fixing and making again. How to describe what it is for those of you who don't know and haven't heard about it before. One of our customers put it quite nicely. They said if Play-Doh and super glue got together and had a love child, this would be it. It is a new silicone material. It comes in a pack like this, and you have a little piece in your bag, so I hope I'll inspire you to go and use it. And it works like this. It basically comes out of a little packet and it feels like Play-Doh. You can mold it into any shape and stick it onto things. It'll bond to almost any material. And the magic part is that it transforms overnight into a really durable and tactile silicone rubber that will stay flexible, and you can mend things with it, you can make things with it. And it has some really great physical properties, like it's dishwasher proof, waterproof, heat resistant, blah, blah, blah. That's it. It's magic, apparently. People use it to fix things, to improve things, like around the house. So these making your bath taps kid-proof, to make things like this solar-powered iPhone charger. And we're mainly an online company. We have about 250,000 people around the world using Sugru now. And it is really all about inspiring the world to be able to fix things. And we do that by making fixing and improving and making easy and kind of cool. Or that's the idea. This all sounds really sort of rational and logical, and it all adds up. But it wasn't always like that. And certainly wasn't like that at the beginning. So I'd like to tell you a bit how it happened. I studied product design, but before that, sorry, I should start at the start. I think it's important that I grew up on a farm, and on a farm, fixing and making things is just a way of life. You know, if something goes wrong, you don't go to the shops, you know. It's just, you get the welder out. And I moved to London when I was 23 to study product design. And I had big high hopes for myself. I went to the RCA. I was like, this is it. I'm going to be a famous product designer. Until I realized a few weeks in that I was actually a really shit product designer. Really shit. And second, that I got into product design because I love stuff, but I forgot to think about what stuff do I love, and I actually realized I actually don't like new things at all. So why would I want to create more? Yeah, so I got a bit lost. And what I started to do was I started to play with materials, and one day I did a random experiment that resulted in this. No reason to do this, but it basically looked like wood and it bounced like a ping pong ball, and to me that was magic. And I just thought, there's something in this, let me follow this, let me see what it could be. And I tried to make that one thing, I tried to find the one thing in the world that this could be brilliant for. And I fucking really went for it. And I was just like, you know, it must be brilliant, whatever. I spent a few weeks like really trying to be the genius. And then, as you do, I had a creative crisis one night and crying to my boyfriend James, like, what am I going to do? I can't find this one thing. And actually, when I had been making things with this material, I'd used up all the leftovers around the house to solve problems. But I didn't think about what I was doing. And he said, right, come into the kitchen. And he said, follow me in here. And he said, what if you're not the creative genius here? And what if there's not one idea? What if everyone could do what you've done in solving these problems around the house? What if it was normal for anyone to redesign their stuff and think about where the problems are with their stuff and hack it? And he didn't use the word hack, that wasn't around then. Tweak it and whatever. And for me, that was like, whew, penny dropped. And I just thought, wow, that is a fucking amazing idea. That is so humble and so small, but it is also so potentially huge. I could imagine my parents using something like that. I could imagine my granny using that if she found a shampoo bottle hard to open, that she could change the shape of it. So my imagination just went crazy. And I spent the next few weeks basically just getting lost in the idea. And to me, these few weeks, I still look back at these few weeks as being like instrumental to sticking with it through the 10 years that I've been working on Sugru. I just drew and drew and drew. It was like a brain dump of imagination of what this material could be, where it would go. And I think that is a form of time travel. So that's my first kind of lessony thing. I think if other people have said it today as well, it's delusion, that sort of stuff, time travel. I realized that it would need to be a very functional material and that it would need to be an attractive material if it was to be something that actually people would want. So I prototyped it, and the most common question at my graduation show was, where can I get it and how much is it? Which to me was like, wow, great, that's a good sign. I then left college, and I'm going to kind of tell this bit in quite a condensed form, but I basically went out to try and find people who could help me make this idea happen. I met an amazing guy called Roger, who's my co-founder, and he introduced me to the world of scientists that were able to, that were going to make it possible for me to make this material a reality. I got a grant, and I spent the first £5,000 of that grant on 3 experiments in a contract laboratory. They took 3 weeks, and I learned nothing. So I realized that if I was going to do this, the only way to do it would be to do it myself. So I had met these amazing scientists who'd worked in silicone materials all their life, and I basically just got them to teach me chemistry. And I got myself a white coat, and then I felt like, that was the part. And I spent the next 2 or 3 years basically mixing little chewing gum things like this. You know what? I didn't do science in school. I didn't study it, but I know a lot about a very, very tiny part of silicone chemistry. And that's all I needed to know, As I was developing the materials, this is another time travel thing. I basically used it myself all the time. My family used it. It was totally not working great, but they were still using it and testing it. My friends were using it. And the pictures and stories that people gave me from what they were using it during this period are, I think, what carried me through. I'm a very visual person. This, to me, is like we were living in the future. And I had this board behind my desk, and I could see the future every day as I was working. business model, I had big vision for this thing. I wanted to be a household thing. I wanted to be in everyone's kitchen drawer with their duct tape and super glue and, big vision. How do you do that? The sort of, I guess the business model would be that you would partner up with a big company and license them the technology, and they would do all the sales and marketing and manufacturing, get it all out there. We made friends with some of the best glue companies in the world and built some really great relationships. But, what, I was 26, whatever, glue companies, they're just not really a fit. I was in there with my crazy ideas, blah, 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 this is the way the world's going, consumers and people aren't happy with it anymore, they want to fix stuff, not really talking their language. That meant that it was difficult. And 4 years in, that business had no business model really. And our funding had run out. I was on my credit card and basically got to 2008 and it was impossible to raise investment at that time. Anyone that was doing similar will tell you the same. There was a period where it was like, have I done all of this work and is this not going to become a reality? And the thing that changed that for me was I had a cup of tea with a friend of mine and she gave me the best piece of advice I've ever heard, which is this. She said, I know your vision is huge. I know you want to make this massive, but seriously, if you can make it work for 10 people, wouldn't it be better if it's good and it's small and it works than big? And if you can get 10 people using it, then you can get 100, then you can get 1,000, whatever. And turning point, total turning point. That was, just changed completely how I was looking at things. I started the year fresh and still living on my credit card, but I started to pitch to investors differently. It took me 6 months, but we managed to raise £100,000 at that stage with a pitch that we would build a brand ourselves and launch it online. And so we got that money in June 2009, and then we set ourselves a deadline to Christmas, and we said 6 months, right, that's it. We're going to make it happen. And I was like, I don't care. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but I'm going to get it out there in this 6 months, and that's it. So we started to have fun again and started to go back to the real root of why I was excited about this idea. What if anyone could transform their stuff? Started to get into that spirit again. Came up with a name, Sugru. It means the Irish word for play. A slogan, our first slogan was hack things better. So it was really about getting people excited, people like us excited. Designed our packaging, not as all the glue companies were telling us to do in this way, this way, this way, in a way that would be totally different. So we made it to look like something from the future, like a space food or something. We went out there and started talking to people about it, just being real, meeting people and just demoing it at music festivals and stuff. That's James. So he was there right at the beginning, helped me to see the idea, and then here at this stage as well. We had the idea that it wasn't about Sugru, it wasn't about us, it was about the users and what they would do with it. And so we put our trial users right at the front of what we were doing, and we did it all in a really personal way. We turned our lab into a little factory. It was total cottage industry, but it really worked. We all got together and put all my family and friends chipping in. We labeled the stuff. And we sent it out to some different bloggers the day before we were launching. And one very influential blogger gave it a 10 out of 10 review. And that just, that's the magic of the internet. It changed everything. On the 1st of December 2009, this is me on the floor in shock because we had set up our website, and this review was just basically causing craziness on the internet. People were really excited about it. We'd been doing this in the background for 6 years, and how crazy did that feel that there were now like all these people really excited about it online. And we sold out our first 1,000 packs, which had taken us 3 months to make in 6 hours. So yeah, totally amazing. Some screen grabs from Twitter that day, which just totally amazing. You know, all these people so excited. And this was amazing because A, it like showed us people were excited. B, it showed us that there was demand for what we were doing. But on the other hand, it also, like, you know, I thought that it had been hard up to this point, but Jesus Christ, like, as soon as you have customers, it's a whole other ballgame. Now it was like, oh Jesus, we have something to lose. Like, what if they get it and they don't like it? They've been so excited, like, you know. So like, that was seriously stressful. And we also realized, because it's an online thing, that, you know, that it's make or break. You know, like, how those people feel about us was determining whether we would be, you know, whether we'd go on and sell more and whatever. Anyway, so super difficult time, but, you know, amazing. And I guess the answer, from our point of view, to that was really about just treat them like royalty. Just, you know, whatever they need, just kind of do it. So we've been growing since then. Amazing stories, like about 2 weeks after that, stories started to come in, pictures and stuff, and it was just as I'd imagined. People really did want to fix their stuff, and they really did have these amazing sort of stories and relationships with their things, and there was just so much richness there. And, you know, yeah, this stuff, like, just spend a bit of time looking around on the website. It's like, it's amazing. You get all these little glimpses into people's lives. And so I guess just to share some of the lessons, like, we have grown completely by word of mouth. And that's pretty phenomenal. As a small company, we were 2 people when we launched. I guess just some of the reasons that I think that that's been possible to grow from that to, you know, a few 100,000 people using it. A, it's because we really fucking believe in what we're doing. Like, we really want to make that difference, and so do all our customers. And, you know, there's just, yeah. People are amazing, seriously, oh my God. Just, they have just blown me away and continue to blow me away all the time. I'm just going to give you a few examples of the kind of spirit of the Sugru community. There's an email, I just pulled it out randomly out of my inbox, but finally gotten around to sending in my project. I've only completed 3 so far, but each one is super fun and really changed a small aspect of my life. First, I love popcorn. Like, what? You know, that's so cool. You know, and then it's just like go right into detail of all this stuff, and it's just like somebody is taking the time. Think about this. That takes you fucking an hour to write or something, and like attach the pictures and stuff. Just how awesome! And you know, he's doing that because he wants to help us succeed and help Sugru succeed because he believes that the world would be a better place if more people fix stuff. You know, just brilliant. Small repairs can make a big difference. This is from a dad in Virginia who sent us a picture. He said he used to have to replace a part on, basically his son is bedridden and has to be fed through tubes. There was a little part on the machine that would break, and it meant he had to do a 4-hour return journey every 2 weeks or something to replace a part. And he used some Sugru, and he said, and I'm sending you this picture, I haven't been to the doctor to get a new part for 5 months. It's just like, you know, amazing. And like, you just make a little pack and somehow something big happens. A dad in Germany who wanted his kid to be able to do photography, built up the Sugru along the wall so that when it falls, instead of breaking, it bounces. Just genius. People are amazing. And you know what? The reason that people love Sugru is because, not because Sugru's awesome, it makes them more awesome. Another thing that I think has been instrumental in making us be able to be successful is that we treat our customers, the way we do business is like a small shopkeeper. We don't sort of say, thank you for your email. You know, it's like, you know, just being friendly with people. Yeah, just like, I think the point there is like that we want to reward people. They do great fucking ideas. We just try and make a platform where more people can understand them. And then, like, how cool is that? Like, you make a project on a Saturday and then a company makes a video of it that's got like 100,000 views on YouTube now. And if you Google kids cam, that comes up third or something. I'm going to skip through because my time is really up. I'm going to skip through that cheese story. But yeah, main lesson, like seriously, people are awesome. Like, people are awesome. This all works because it's not about me, it's not about any one of us, it's about all of us working together to make something happen. And really, I want to celebrate the people that make this happen. This is one of our customers, Joanne. She's an amazing canoeist, and she wants to do an epic kind of marathon canoe race up in Canada on the Yukon River. It's like 700 kilometers long. Amazing canoeist, but only problem is that she didn't have any fingers on her left hand. So she got a friend to help her to modify her paddle, and she just put a screw in, put some Sugru around it, and she sent us this picture after she had completed the race. In 3 days and 3 nights of straight paddling with no sleep. And she said, this is one of the best things I've ever done in my life. If I hadn't been able to modify that paddle, I wouldn't have been able to do it. Fucking hell, like that's just so amazing. Amazing. We just try and celebrate that. And like this year she's going to do it again, and we've just given her a little bit of sponsorship so she can get like lighter fiberglass paddles instead. So yeah, just try and celebrate and reward those people who are doing it for you and for the good of the whole thing. Inspiration, like everyone wants it, everyone's hungry for it, so just give it to them. We're not 2 people anymore, we're about 35. We've got our own factory in East London, and a lot of the people that I've been working with, Roger, my co-founder, still, he's our company chairman, still with us, and James, who's my boyfriend that helped me in the kitchen that day, is our creative director, and yeah, we're just growing. Also, I just wanted to say, you've got some Sugru in your bag, please use it. Take it out in the next day or 2, have a look around the website, think about what in your life could be improved, and just use it, because it's a little pack of potential. And also really excited to be in America because we are investing this year in growing Sugru in America. We already have a big community here, big in our scale, and we want to get it bigger. So I'd love to hear from any of you guys afterwards if you want to help us to make that happen, however. And thank you.